What's up, y'all? Welcome to another recording of Evaluate, Don't Condemn. This is going to be a very dear recording to me because it's going to be about hip hop, which is one of my favorite things in the world. Um, so, Inisha, who is my wife, asked me, when did I fall in love with hip hop? And in the moment, I answered the question. And she thought it was hilarious. So what I decided to do was write about it, and I'm gonna read what I wrote about that conversation. Since my channel is largely dedicated to encouraging people to read and write. Um, so um, what I'm gonna do is share what was a personal moment with you all. And some of y'all know this about me, and some of y'all know this story. Some of y'all don't. But again, the world seems to um, really love hip hop, and um, it has helped me develop the skill of reading. And many of your favorite rap artists love to read. So um, I think that this will be beneficial to um, everyone who comes across it. Um, but, you know, if not, it'll at least be entertaining, I think. So, um, what I also want to do before I get started on this again, man, I'm just going to read and try to stay with me. Like I say, you know, I'm pretty, what most people would consider to be kind of smart. I ain't saying I'm the smartest, but, you know, I'm going to make some mistakes when I read through this. So stay with me. Um, this is gonna be like a regular conversation when people be talking and they paraphrase and do all of that stuff. So you'll be able to tell obviously when I'm reading and then when I go a little bit off script. But you'll get the point. I want to make sure y'all feel what's going on and what happened. But at the same time, again, when you're reading something, right? You're reading something and you take an interest to it, or if you're reading something that you're trying to take an interest to, that you want to become interested in, that you're trying to find um, what will keep you interested, you got to use your imagination. And that's what I'm going to be doing here. And even with something that I've written myself, what I'll be doing is, um, again, using my imagination, even with my own words. But the difference is, when you're interpreting somebody else's words, it requires a little bit more research than when you might be paraphrasing your own. So uh, I'm going to read to y'all what happened or what I shared. So Anisha asked me when I fell in love with hip hop. In answering her, I explained how I used to take my brother's tapes at night to listen to them. And that was how I fell in love with hip hop. I told her about my brother's extravagant collection of hip hop music in 1988 that I would take to put into my Big Bird. My brother had so many tapes of numerous hip hop artists at 12. He'd also make his own mixtapes using his boombox. So he didn't ever notice that I had taken one. Before I was given my Big Bird, my mom used to read me bedtime stories until we fall asleep in my bed. Since I didn't want to go to sleep, I used this as motivation to learn how to read, since I saw this help my mom sleep. By the time I was 3, I could read, and my mom would allow me to pick the book that I'd read us to sleep. When my parents got me this Big Bird, I was amazed. It came with tapes of songs I'd heard, but didn't know the words, and books I'd not ever read. Once I learned how to make my Big Bird work, my brother's boombox and the sounds coming out of it were far more interesting. It didn't take me long to learn that his boombox and my Big Bird take the same kind of tapes. However, I noticed that the music that came with my Big Bird was nothing like the music he had for his boombox. I would listen to my brother's music with him during the day. Since the Big Bird only had volume, no levels, my brother taught me how to adjust them to manipulate the sound on his boombox. My brother enjoyed artists from different regions of the country. He admired how they used words and even made up some sometimes. He also admired regional accents within the hip hop culture. He would often turn the bass down and the treble up so we could hear the words the artist spoke. Because the music my brother admired was very dark, violent, and explicit due to the experiences of those artists that created the music, he and my cousins would talk about it when we visit them or they visit us. I would listen. Then he got a dual tape boombox.